My sister's piercing scream echoed through the room. "He's dangerous." "I'm calling the police," she shrieked when I refused to lend her money again. "You'll regret crossing me," she added, her voice laced with fury. I remained composed as sirens approached. The moment the officers arrived and reviewed her record of false accusations, my family's darkest secret was finally exposed. I am a 32-year-old man who has always been the responsible one in my family. I earned decent grades, built a stable career as an IT project manager, and own my condo. I keep my life together. My sister, on the other hand, is a complete opposite. At 29, she has dropped out of college twice, never holds a job for more than 6 months, and has a knack for dating men who are either financially unstable or downright irresponsible. For years, I was her safety net. Car trouble? Call me. Late on rent? Call me. Boyfriend kicked her out? My couch was always available. I helped because, well, she was family. Our parents divorced when we were teenagers, and both emotionally checked out. We only had each other. A month ago, she called me in tears. Her landlord was evicting her for being 2 months behind on rent, $2 for $100. She swore she'd pay me back when she got her tax refund. Despite the financial strain it put on me, postponing necessary repairs on my own car, I transferred the money. Yesterday, I came across her Instagram story. She was lounging at a luxurious resort with her new boyfriend, sipping cocktails by the pool, flaunting designer sunglasses. The whole glamorous scene. When I texted her about the money, she left me on read for 2 days before finally replying, "Chill, I'll pay you when I can. It's not like you need it." Fuming, I called her and firmly told her I needed the money back by the end of the month. She laughed and scoffed. Good luck with that. That was it. I told her this was the last time I would be bailing her out. She erupted, accusing me of being arrogant and acting superior to everyone. But I had had enough. I told her something that shifted everything. I've kept receipts of every loan. If you don't start paying me back, I'll take you to small claims court. Silence. Then her voice wavered. "You wouldn't dare." "I'm serious," I replied. Suddenly, she began screaming, claiming I was threatening her and making her feel unsafe. Then she yelled, "He's dangerous." "I'm calling the police," and hung up. 20 minutes later, sirens blared outside my condo. 2 officers knocked on my door, informing me they had received a report of me threatening my sister. I remained calm, invited them in, and presented years of text messages. I walked them through the cycle, me lending her money, her promising repayment, then conveniently avoiding me. One officer's expression grew more uncomfortable as he scrolled through the evidence. He stepped outside to make a call. When he returned, his demeanor had changed. "Sir, we understand the situation," he said. "This appears to be a civil dispute over unpaid loans, not a criminal matter. We'll document this in our report." After they left, my phone exploded with messages from family. My sister had twisted the story, telling everyone I had called the cops on her and was trying to destroy her life over a little money. My mother called me in tears, begging me to drop it because family helps family. And that's when it hit me. Our family's dark secret wasn't just that my sister was financially reckless. It was that everyone knew she was manipulative and dishonest. But instead of holding her accountable, they pressured me to keep the peace. Not anymore. I blocked my sister's number and informed my parents I wouldn't discuss it further. I gathered all the evidence, text messages, bank transfers, even handwritten IOUs, totaling $7,850 over 3 years. My court filing was ready. I was just waiting for the deadline I had given her. This wasn't about the money anymore. It was about standing up for myself after years of being taken advantage of. Update 1, 1 month later. The situation has officially exploded, but not in the way I expected. 2 days after the deadline passed with no payment, I filed a case in small claims court. Given the backlog in our district, the hearing was scheduled for 3 months out. I sent my sister the legal paperwork via certified mail to ensure she couldn't claim she never received it. What I didn't expect was what happened next. The very next day, she showed up at my workplace. She stormed into the lobby, causing a scene, crying, yelling, accusing me of tearing the family apart and harboring a lifelong grudge against her. My co-workers stood frozen, watching the spectacle unfold. Security had intervened, escorting her out as she continued wailing. Minutes later, my boss called me into his office, concerned about the disruption. And just like that, my sister had escalated things to a whole new level. I ended up sharing everything with my boss, expecting skepticism, but to my surprise, he was incredibly understanding. It turns out his own brother had dealt with similar financial manipulation, so he recognized the signs immediately, without hesitation. He offered to let me work from home until after the court hearing, and assured me that if my sister ever showed up again, they wouldn't hesitate to involve the police. That evening, my aunt, my mom's sister, called me. She has always been the blunt, no-nonsense one in our family. Your mother has been calling everyone, telling them you're unstable and out to get your sister, she informed me. But here's the thing, most of them aren't buying it anymore. It turns out my sister had borrowed money from nearly everyone, not just me. My aunt alone was out $1,200. My uncle had given her $1,500. Even my elderly grandmother had lent her $1,000 for an urgent dental procedure, an expense that strangely didn't stop my sister from posting selfies eating caramel apples at a fair the following week. My aunt had taken the initiative to organize a family Zoom call, one that neither my sister nor I were invited to. During that meeting, the family's long-hidden truth finally came to light. Each person had been privately covering for my sister, thinking they were the only ones helping her through a temporary hardship. My decision to take legal action had burst that bubble. Now, everyone was comparing notes and realizing the collective debt she owed to the family was close to $15,000. Yesterday, I received a text from my sister. Hope you're happy. Everyone hates me now because of you. I didn't reply. Later, my mom called. I braced for more guilt-tripping, but her voice carried a different tone, defeated but clear. I've been enabling her, she admitted. We all have. I thought I was helping, but I was only making things worse. She then asked if I would consider family mediation instead of going through with the court case, provided my sister agreed to a structured repayment plan. I told her I'd think about it. This morning, I got an email from my sister. No excuses. No emotional manipulation, just a straightforward acknowledgement of her debt, an admission that she had overreacted with the police, and an offer to repay me in monthly installments of $250 until the full amount was covered. She even attached proof that she had enrolled in financial counseling. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm still proceeding with the court case until I see real follow-through. I've seen her express remorse before, only fall back into old habits when the pressure subsided. What's different now is that, for the first time, the family is united in not enabling her behavior. Whether this leads to genuine change or simply pushes her to seek new sources of financial support remains to be seen. Update 2, 6 months later. Surprisingly, this story has taken a more positive turn than I anticipated, though it's been a long and difficult process. After being postponed twice, our court date finally arrived. My sister actually showed up, conducted herself respectfully, and admitted to the debt. The judge ruled in favor of a structured repayment plan, $250 per month, exactly what she had proposed earlier. So far, she has made the first 3 payments on time, which is a small but meaningful step forward. But the biggest changes have happened outside the courtroom. The family intervention that started with my aunt's Zoom call has evolved into something more productive. My cousin, a financial advisor, has been helping my sister set up a budget and track her expenses. My uncle, who owns several rental properties, offered her a part-time administrative job. After some initial flakiness and missed shifts, she's now been showing up consistently for the past 2 months. My mom has also been working with a therapist on establishing better boundaries. She confessed that she had been giving my sister money since she was a teenager, bailing her out of every financial crisis out of guilt over the divorce. Old habits are hard to break. She slipped up twice by secretly giving my sister cash, but she's making progress. Last weekend, my sister and I met for coffee. It was awkward at first, but eventually, it turned into a genuine conversation. She didn't try to justify her actions or manipulate the discussion. Instead, she admitted something that sounded sincere. I've been angry at you for years because you have your life together and I don't. It was easier to make you the villain than to admit I was making terrible choices. When everyone found out what I'd been doing, I couldn't hide from it anymore. She showed me her financial counseling workbook, where she has been documenting her spending habits and the emotions behind her financial decisions. It's a long road ahead, but for the first time, I see real effort. The most surprising moment came last night. She texted me screenshots showing that she had returned $200 to our grandmother, her first repayment on that debt. My grandmother was deeply moved by both the money and the heartfelt apology that came with it. I'm not naive. I know that years of behavior don't change overnight. There have already been setbacks. She missed a therapy appointment last week, and some of her social media purchases still make me question her priorities. But progress is happening, and that's more than I ever expected. As for me, I've learned a lot about setting boundaries. I created a separate emergency savings account, strictly off limits for family loans. And for the first time in years, I'm sleeping better, knowing I finally stood up for myself. The family secret wasn't just that my sister was manipulative. It was that our entire dynamic was built on avoiding confrontation rather than fostering accountability. Breaking that cycle has been painful, but necessary. I don't know if my relationship with my sister will ever be what I once hoped, but at least now, it has a chance to be built on honesty. And that's more than I could have imagined when this all began.